Hi Kamal, am I audible? Okay. Um, Abdul. All right, maybe I'm not audible to them. So let me just start here. So welcome to everyone on the CCSA demo. So basically in this demo, we are just going to cover basic features of the checkpoint firewall. And if we talk about the CCSA course, so basically CCSA course is designed um, in this way so that we can understand and we can implement the checkpoint firewall in a enterprise level. So CCSA is currently based on the R80 version. So basically, if we talk about the R80 version, so its paper code is 156-215.80, and exam is 90 minute. This 90-minute exam, and if you want to pass this exam, you have to spend 250 USD. Okay. In this exam, there is 90 questions, and a passing mark is 70%. So if you want to book this exam, you can book through the Pearson UE Center, right? Now moving to next one about more certification which is offered by the Checkpoint. So CCSA, we can say this is the, you know, this is the mid level of certification, and after CCSA we can go for the CCSE. Okay, this is the expert one, and after CCSE we can go for the CCSM. Apart from these line of certification, we can also go for other certification, and if you see other certification, so we can go for Checkpoint certified security principal associate and more certification from Checkpoint. If we talk about the other thing, why we should, what we are going to learn over here on this particular course. So in Checkpoint, we are going to understand that what's a checkpoint, what's a checkpoint technology, and what's a deployment model we have in a checkpoint. So basically in Checkpoint, we have distributed deployment and standalone deployment. So we are going to cover both distributed plus standalone deployment. Okay, we are going to cover how we can monitor the traffic, and we are going to cover how we can build a security policy, or how we can create a security policy. So there are different types of security policy in Checkpoint we have. Okay, so we are going to discuss those security policy, and we are going to create them. Then we will configure here DMZ environment. So if we talk about DMZ environment, so that's a segregated environment which is accessible from internet as well. So we will configure them. We will publish some application server over there. After this, we will do a netting configuration. So all kind of net which is supported in the Checkpoint, for example, ID, Statica, and manual net. So all those netting we will cover here. After that, there is a user authentication. So in user authentication, we will cover about how we can authenticate to the user, how we can integrate the user uh, to the LDAP. So all the authentication we will cover here. After this, we have a VPN technology, which we can configure on a Checkpoint as well. So Checkpoint does support route-based VPN and policy-based VPN. So we will cover these. And then we have the IDS, DLP, and URL filtering features. So we will cover those as well. After this, we will go for the clustering. So in each Checkpoint, we have active standby cluster and active mode. We have load sharing actually, so we can cover those things. And then there is a smart update and a smart licenses feature. So we will cover that as well. After this, we are going to see command line interface, where we will see what are the things we can perform through the command line and how we can troubleshoot a common issue and what should be our troubleshooting approach. So all these things we will cover in a Checkpoint CCSA course outline. Any questions so far?
Nothing from my side.
All right, thank you.
Packet flow.
Yeah, packet capture and packet, packet capture and packet dump we are going to cover over here.
Okay, okay.
So that would come under the, command line interface and common troubleshooting, common issue, and it's a troubleshooting.
No, actually, I was talking about the packet flow, how it flows through the device.
Packet flow, yes, we will cover that.
Alright.
So we will cover in a checkpoint introduction and technology. Now firewall vendor. So we have many vendors. Okay. So checkpoint is also one of the vendor and it's very famous. Now types of firewall, guys, we have different types of firewall: host-based firewall and network-based firewall. Host-based firewall is going to protect a host only, but network-based firewall is going to provide complete protection for the network. We can deploy in any point of network, and we can get different types of protection. So network-based firewall are different types. We have different types in network-based firewall. So if we talk about the checkpoint over here, so checkpoint is a application aware firewall. All the feature of the next generation it also supports. Okay, like Palo Alto, and so similarly all the features supported by checkpoint as well. Now moving to next topic, what the firewall can do. So firewall can provide us protection from unauthorized access. It can provide the protection from the remote logging, spam, email bombing, IP spoofing, DOS attack, DDoS attack, session hijacking, network and OS vulnerability. So all these protection can be provided by the checkpoint firewall. Now, coming to the history of Checkpoint Firewall, so it is a Israel-based company and it's founded in 1993. Its first product is a Firewall One, and initial idea about the stateful inspection is introduced by the Checkpoint only. So in 1996, Checkpoint became the world leader or worldwide leader, and it has a different product for different types of security. So if it has a product for network security, it has product for the endpoint security, cloud security. In cloud security, Checkpoint is also doing good. It has a product for the mobile security, data security, and security management. So this is a pretty old company and rich of the features, security features it has. Now coming to next part, why we should go for Checkpoint. So Checkpoint is it's a specialized vendor. Why people are choosing this? So it's a specialized vendor. It's only develop the firewall, or it's only a security device, security technology creator, and it is more open platforms. It's provide a hardware platform. Okay, multiple hardware platform it has for different needs. So if you want to deploy this firewall on enterprise level, so for enterprise level there are different types of hardware introduced by this particular firewall vendor. Now it has a multiple OS as well. So it was means earlier there was a different types of OS it has, but nowadays Gaia OS is only famous one. So multiple OS. If we talk about the multiple OS of Checkpoint, so Checkpoint has a earlier OS which was known as a Splat. Then it has a next OS which is known as a IPSO, and then there is another OS which is known as a Gaia. Now it provides the better management tools. Okay, so you can manage the firewall in a better way. It's provide a smart console. It's a more user friendly. Okay, so its management tools are more user friendly. To- its a GUI is really very smooth. Then it's a easy to troubleshoot. Okay. Further, if we talk about the blades, so blades are the features which we can enable on the Checkpoint firewall. So as per our requirement, we can enable different blades. So Checkpoint supports a different blades as well. So it has access blade, threat blades, and management blades. Access blade is just related to firewall, VPN, URL, DLP, and threat blades are related to IPS, antivirus. So these are the threat blades which we can enable. And then if we talk about the management blade, so this we can enable on the management device where we can use this blade to manage the policy logs, etc. Also, Checkpoint provide a centralized management. So okay, so we can manage the centralized, we can manage the policy from single location, we can manage the licenses from single location, and we can also manage the all the updates from the single location. That means logging on the management device, we can manage the policy licenses, updates, and we can manage the logs as well. Checkpoint can be deployed on the cloud. Okay, so it has the capability which we can leverage on any public cloud provider. So a checkpoint in a cloud known as a cloud guard. So we can deploy the cloud guard on a AWS, Azure, Oracle. So if your organization is using a cloud, so you can deploy this thing checkpoint on the cloud. Then we have a redundancy. So if we talk about the redundancy and traffic handling, so checkpoint provide us redundancy. So and traffic handling as well. So using Cluster XL, you can deploy a firewall in a HA mode, high availability mode, which is going to provide you redundancy. And using Core XL, Secure XL, it has a capability to handle the traffic and accelerate the traffic. Okay, so these two feature, Core XL and Secure XL, these are the two feature which would use to accelerate the traffic and handle the traffic and distribute the traffic different core of the CPU. Apart from this, checkpoint do not depend on the Java incompatibility. So it checkpoint, if you want to deploy a checkpoint management product, like in ASA, you need to think about which which particular Java version would be compatible for the ASDM. Here is thing different. You can directly download the checkpoint management console, which is known as a smart console. So you can directly download in a server and you can deploy it without thinking about the Java compatibility. So all the built-in binary in the setup, you can just deploy that. Any questions so far?
In Secure Excel, you mentioned that it accelerates the traffic.
Right.
So exactly what it means, like how it accelerates that.
So basically a secure Excel uh, uses the fast path and slow path concept. So whatever the session is, already created, so it's accelerate those session in terms of it is not going to scan those session again and again. So in this way, it is accelerate the traffic.
Okay, it will go through the fast path between the.
Right, right.
Alright.
Now moving to next one, limitation of checkpoint. So we have different benefit of checkpoint, but there are limitation as well. So limitation of the checkpoint firewall cannot be used as a WAF. So you cannot use a WAF. WAF is known as a web application firewall. So you can't use this as a WAF. The other limitation, you cannot use this as a reverse proxy. Okay, like we have the load balancer, so load balancer can be used as a reverse proxy, but checkpoint firewall cannot be. Also, checkpoint cannot be used as a application load balancer. So if you want to, distribute traffic on the application, that you cannot do in checkpoint. So basically, any firewall cannot do that. Then next, we are talking about SM and SC. So SM is stand for smart management, and SC is stand for the smart console. So these are the two things which is mandatory if you are if you want to use a checkpoint firewall. So SM, security management and security console. This is smart management and smart console. These are the mandatory things which you required to create a or deploy the policy, or if you want to do VPN setup. So you can ASA firewall, right? So in ASA firewall, you can create a policy using a command line. Here it is not possible. You must have these two components. One is the smart management and the other is a smart console. So these two components you must need to install, and then then it would be work, otherwise not. And finally, a command line, as I mentioned, using command line, you cannot create a policy. So these are the limitation. Any question, any doubts? No? Okay. So moving about talking about checkpoint architecture, and it's a deployment model. So if you want to use a checkpoint, so basically you need to have a three component in your organization or in your lab. One, you should have a smart console. Then other, you should have a smart center server or security management server, which is known as. And finally, you should have a security gateway that is known as a firewall. So this is basically three-tier architecture of the checkpoint. Okay, let's talk about each component one by one. So this smart security gateway, I would talk from bottom to top. Okay, so let's come to third component, that is known as a smart security gateway. Okay, or we can also say security gateway. This is the firewall. So this is the, we can say this is the data plane. Okay, where all the data would be going to be filtered, going to be inspected. Okay, and through this, any of the data is going to be allowed. So this is the security gateway. This is the actual firewall. But this firewall cannot, you cannot create a policy on this firewall if you do not have a smart center server or if you do not have a smart console. So all the policy would be stored in the smart center server. When you install those policy, it would push to the security gateway. Okay, and to create the policy on a smart center server, you should have a smart console so that you can access a smart center server or security management server. So this is a three-tier architecture. First, you should have a smart console. Okay, that would you use to access the smart center server. And in a smart center server, you can store the policy, you can create the policy, it can store the log as well. Okay, so if you want to amend any policy, so you would amend those policy in a smart center server, and after amendment of the policy you can click on install, so it would install in the firewall. So firewall is actually your data plane which is going to filter the traffic, but to allow the policy or deny the policy or to apply any policy on a security gateway, you should push the policy through the smart center server. Any doubt?
So through smart console, I will create policy on management server, right?
So through a smart console, you would access the management server,
Okay, I will access the management server. Okay.
and then you will create a policy into the management server.
The smart console is only to access management server.
Right.
Okay. I
And
cannot directly access management server.
you cannot directly access management server. You can, for the policy creation, you cannot access directly the management server. You should have a client software that is known as a smart console.
Okay.
And
For other things apart from policy, for that also I need to access it through smart console.
So see, a smart console is for the policy, is for the log. But if you want to configure IP addresses on the firewall or to the management, so you can directly configure either using a command line, or you can directly configure using a web GUI. So if we talk about the web GUI, so you can access your firewall on the browser itself. Firewall or the management server on the browser itself. Over there, you can configure a IP routes, routes you can configure, interface you can configure, SNMP alerts you can configure. Okay, but if you want to create a policy, so definitely you should have a smart console through which you would create a policy. You would access the management over there. You would create a policy, and after creating the policy, you can push the policy to the gateway.
All right.
Okay, now moving to next one, deployment. So we can deploy checkpoint firewall in two ways. One, we can deploy in a distributed way, and other we can deploy in a standalone deployment. So if we talk about the distributed deployment, so in distributed deployment, what we talk about the three component, okay, security gateway, management server, smart console. So these we can deploy in a different devices. For example, security gateway, we can purchase the security gateway from Checkpoint. Okay, we have different types of security gateway model. So we can purchase them for from Checkpoint, security gateway and security management server. And a smart console is just a client software. So that software we can download and we can install on any Windows machine. If we don't have a physical device, so Checkpoint also provides facilities. We can deploy either on a virtual machine on Hyper-V, or we can deploy this on a VMware EXI. So this is going to provide you facility. You can use them as a virtual machine. Okay, but in distributed deployment, you would install all three components on a different machines. And in standalone deployment, you would, this is for the small organization. So some organization do not want to expend more money. Okay, so what they used to do, they used to deploy security gateway and security management on the same machine. Okay, same system, and then they can access this using a smart console. Okay, now let's talk about the lab demo. If you don't have any questions, so we can move further. Okay, so let's talk about demo. So this is you can see here we have devices right here. So let me talk about the devices as well. So what we are going to do in lab, basically this machine we are going to use as a gateway. This machine we are going to use as a smart management server, and this machine we will use as a smart console. So a smart console would be here, a smart management SM would be here, and security gateway would be here. Okay. We have another gateway. We can use it as a as a redundancy, or we can configure this as a cluster. But we are not going to do in that lab, in this lab. So let me show you how we can deploy security gateway, how we can create a smart management server, and how we can um, install a smart console over here. So first of all, we need to access the firewall, and to access the firewall, on the firewall itself, there should be have an IP. So basically, if you are using a virtual machine, this is installed on the virtual machine. So you do not have a dedicated management interface. So Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 0 and Ethernet 0 of this one. So these Ethernet interfaces would be known as a management interface. But since this is not dedicated one, so what you can do, you can use these interface to as a management access, plus you can use this interface for the data, data transferring as well. So the first interface, that is Ethernet 0, is the management interface. This is the management interface. So we can assign the IP to the management interface, okay, and then we can start accessing the firewall using a web GUI. So let's do that. Let me clear this. Okay, now if you want to access your gateway, you can just click here. This is our lab. So in this lab, you can directly click, and it's a console would be opening here. Similarly, we can access other devices too, management and plus workstation. And let's see if all devices console we can access. Okay, so let's log in here. Admin is the username. Admin123 is the password. It's already configured. Okay guys, it's already configured, but what I'm going to do, I'm just going to reconfigure it. So if you want to configure the interfaces, so you can configure the interfaces and host name as well. So I'm just putting host name. So if you want to set host name, you can set the host name. First set host name, you can give any host name. So I can give the host name that this is security gateway. Security gateway. And then I can set the interface IP. So set interface ETH0, and then IP address we can define. So IP v4 dash address, and then IP address, whatever the IP address you want to choose, you can define. So I'm just using here 192.168.1.1, and then we can define the net mask. So the command is mask length and slash 24, and then we can save the configuration. Save config. If you want to verify that actual IP address has or not, so you use the command show interface ETH0, and using this you can verify that the IP address has been changed. Okay. Similarly, if you have changed IP address or host name of this machine, let's go to the manager and let's assign the IP address here as well. So admin, and admin123 is the password, and then you can assign the IP address to the manager. So let's assign some IP address to the manager. So set host name, and then you can define the host name. This is the security, or we can say smart management, smart MGMT. Set interface ETH0. We can assign the IP address IPv4 dash address, and then you can assign the IP address. So for this, I'm going to take 192.168.1.100, and then mask length. So for now, what I'm going to decide for the management and for the security gateway, Ethernet 0 interface would be having the same subnet IP, and so I just assign same subnet IP. If I just want to save the things, save config is the command. Using this, we can save the config. Show interface Ethernet 0 ETH0, and we can see the IP. If we want to see entire configuration, so we can run the command show configuration. This is the command which would show you entire configuration. Okay. After defining all the things, we can go on this workstation and we can access the things over here. So let me try to access this. Just a moment. So this is the management GUI. So now we can access my. Let's try to access first management. So let me try to access it. So management IP is 192.168.1.200. Okay, it's not reachable. So let me check why. What's the IP of this machine? 1.10. Let me check switch as well. Sorry, it's a 1.100. So I was accessing wrong IP. So I should access 1.100. Okay. So when you first time accessing, this is going to give you certificate error, but we should ignore this and let's try to access using a web GUI. So web GUI is important when you are trying to install the component. So when you first time try to access, after configuring the IP, you would try to access your management or gateway. It is going to open first configuration wizard. In first configuration wizard, it will ask you to select the product, which product you want to install here, whether you want to install gateway product or whether you want to install management product on this. So since we are accessing first time, and that's why it is asking us to choose the product. Okay, now we will see next here. Over here we are just going to configure RET10 over here. So let's select RET10. Then this is going to show you the IP address which you have just assigned, and then other interfaces as well. So if you want to configure other interface right now, you can configure right now, or you can configure later. Then say next. And then we have option here. We can configure host name, domain name, primary, secondary DNS. So we can do right now, or we can just configure later. If we want to configure any proxy settings, so we can configure proxy settings as well in order to allow internet access to this management device. So I'm just going to keep it default, not going to configure any proxy or any domain name right now. When we click next, so now we have option to set the time. So we can set the time using manual, or we can go and use NTP protocol if we have any NTP server, network time protocol server. So we can select here NTP one. I don't have, so I'm just keeping it default. Now click next. And then here we have option to deploy security gateway and management. And then there is another option, multi-domain server. So multi-domain server is kind of, if we have multi-tenant environment, so we can go for the multi-domain server. But if we don't have, then we can go for the security gateway and security management option. So right now I don't have any multi-tenant option. Okay, that's why I'm going to security gateway and security management. Then click next. Here, which product you want to install. So if you install both products, so your deployment would be standalone. So if you install any single product here, so it would be a distributed deployment. So basically, if you want to make this device as a security gateway, so we will select a security gateway. If you want to make this device as a management, so we will select a security management. So when you select security management, here you have option what kind of security management you want. So even in a checkpoint, you can do the redundancy of the management device as well. So let's say if you have two security management device. So one you can use as a primary, other you can use as secondary. Okay, so if you see here, right now this is the first one, that's why it is selected primary, but here you can use a primary, secondary. And apart from this, you can also use a checkpoint management to store only the logs. So if you want to make this as a log server, so it can be act as a log server as well. Okay, so this is my first device. Okay, that's why we are selecting here primary. Then we can go on next, and then we can define the administrator. Okay, so we can define that who can access this device, this management device. So right now the default administrator can access the management device, but if you are using means if you are deploying this in an organization, so you customize the administrator name. By default the administrator name is admin, but you can customize the administrator name and you can define its password. So I'm using default one, but I would say for organization you can customize this. Now there is option who can access this management. So here you can apply some ACL to manage the management device. So right now you can see any IP is selected, but you can define the particular machine which can be access the management, especially jump server, or you can define the network which can access the management. Now I'm selecting any IP address, then we can click on next. And then when we click on finish, what would happen? It is going to install all the product. All the product means it is going to install the management product on this particular management firewall over here. Now, since the management is installing, let's try to access the gateway. Let me try to access gateway then. Now management is being installed. Now we will try to access gateway. So for gateway, we have chosen another IP. Let's access this. HTTPS. The gateway IP is 192.168.1.1. Okay, now we can say advance and proceed. Okay guys, so here we didn't get any option to run the first time configuration wizard. This is why, because in this security gateway already a gateway product is installed, and that's why we are not getting any option to install the gateway. Okay, so if we want to reinstall the gateway, then we just need to rerun this. We need to just reset this so that we can reinstall the gateway. Since on this device already gateway component is installed, so we can add this gateway on the management server in order to deploy the policy. So I would just go through some of the feature over here. So if you see, this is my gateway. When you would install the gateway product over here, so you would get this option when you are trying to access using a GUI console, web GUI console. So on this, you can see the network configuration. You can see the configuration for the static routes. You can manage the system. You can configure time, SNMP alerts, everything you can configure. But the important thing, how you can install the Smart Console. So to install the Smart Console, if you go down after deployment, here you have option. You can download Smart Console from the management, or you can download the Smart Console software from the security gateway. So when you go here on download Smart Console option into the maintenance tab, so you can download this Smart Console. So now it is trying to download a Smart Console. So either you can directly download a Smart Console from the gateway or management, or if you have internet connection, you can directly download a Smart Console from the Checkpoint website, Checkpoint URL. So I just started download from the device itself, and after once this is going to download it, we just need to install it. Any question, guys, so far? So it's a 400 MB binary. Okay, it would take some time to download. I think I have already downloaded this. Let's go on the download. Okay, so if you see, this is already downloaded, a Smart Console, and this is around 400 MB file. Okay, you just need to install it. To install it, what you need to do, just you need to run the setup, and you need to just say next, and then this is going to install on your system.